It's March 14th, and you know what that means. It is that time of year where we celebrate the anniversary of Max Wrestling Podcast. I even brought some balloons. Almost to the day on Sunday, March 15th. So technically tomorrow is our anniversary. In 2015, this show was born, and my oh my, so much has changed since then. This is your captain speaking. He is LFA, and we are joined by my co-challenger for the tag team titles, the current world champion, Cypher. King Cypher, should we say.
Good morning,
King
everybody.
Good morning, Big Dog.
With the Burger King Cup.
Burger King Cup. Do not hate on the King with the Burger King. Coming up tonight, Mercedes Mone finally makes her AEW debut at Big Business in Boston. It's a lot of B's. A huge title rematch as Beer's not here, as I go solo against the former tag champs, the Cap and Cypher. And speaking of the Cap, he will be addressing that nerd, Chris Reid, who made his comments last week. The captain responds tonight, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure you're subscribed right here on YouTube. Follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcast, because trust me, they're freaking everywhere. And head on over to the beautifully done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com, for all your links and more. And I'm sure the Beer's not coming. I was hopeful, thinking they say they need him at work. They say they can't do nothing without Beer. And you know what? I understand that.
A non-maskerist made him come into work.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it is.
Non-maskerist said, "Oh, you thought you was off? No, you're not. You're going to work."
Maybe Alan Mascaris is secretly his boss.
I was just going to say he's either secretly his boss or intercepted the accepted day off email and was like, nope, go your ass to work.
All this time, it wasn't Travis. It was Beer's boss.
It was Beer's boss.
That's how he knows where you live.
Yeah, Beer's boss is
Hey.
non-maskerist.
Okay.
All right,
What a
so we're only going to hit you with one topic this week, and then we're going to jump into the tag team titles, I guess, without Beer. But let's start the show with the hot topic. If you're not in the Max Wrestling Facebook group, you can join the conversation, and if you're not, why the fuck not? Go to Facebook groups, Max Wrestling. So, what do you want to talk about?
So, what do you want to talk about?
Obvious, of course. Last night was the Big Business in Boston, big debut of Mercedes Mone, aka FKA, I should say, Sasha Banks. Her opening promo was exactly what you would expect from a Mercedes promo. It was very self-indulgent.
Oh,
Yeah.
about me.
Yep.
Which,
But that's how she's always been.
I was just going to say, I was like, do we expect anything different?
No. And I guess you could say Punk was a little bit the same, but he's always been like, I'm the best in the world. She coming in going, I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time, and going, eh. Okay. We'll see.
I mean, the thing for me is the hairstyle she decided
Oh,
to
I fucking hate the hair.
do. The hairstyle is what caught me, like, sitting here thinking, what the fuck?
This hair has been an utter atrocity since she originally showed up in Japan. And it's like, I get it. You want to be creative. I dig it. Like, you have CEO 17 times all over your, you had it like twice on your coat, once on the jacket you were wearing, and then there was another one on the ass of your fucking ring gear or whatever. Then it was in your hair. It's like, okay, we get it. But, I mean, she's here. Yes, she's overbearing, whatever. But to get past that, I don't want to. But the reality is we can gloss over it all day long. She does look ridiculous. But the reality is her showing up in AEW puts that as if this women's division wasn't already on the rise. Puts this women's division already going up more so than it already was. And she adds I hate saying it like this, but it's the truth, a superstar level dynamic to the roster. Again, Toni Storm is getting there. Deonna Purrazzo is getting there. Sasha Banks is there. And yeah, I called her Sasha Banks because that's who people are going to refer to when they see her in the spotlight. We have to call her Mercedes Mone. We know what she is, but the Sasha Banks character is who we're going to grasp. That's why Adam Copeland, Edge, breaking the fourth wall. But it is what it is. The reality is it's big business. I love how I typed that in. It's big business.
Yeah.
Big business indeed. What did her hair say? I think it was some type of sign, right?
That was the other thing. I couldn't even see what it said.
I think she said All Elite.
Yeah, I think it was an All Elite CEO or something like that. Like when her first crazy hairstyle in Japan, I could understand because it was like blue and then it was like a burn fade kind of thing. Like
I really thought it was like a leopard.
Yeah.
That's apparently what it was. It was like birds.
Yeah, it was getting rid of the blue, changing from Sasha Banks into Mercedes Mone. I got that. But now I just... There goes the door. Now I just missed the thick one colors.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me 2000 Cisco vibes a little bit, but hey, I ain't gonna hate on it.
I like
I'm
it.
not gonna hate on it.
I like it a lot. No. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I mean, the vibes are different to say the least. But I mean,
Fair.
it's her personality. You know what I mean? It's she is very unique about it. But now it's about what can she bring to the table. Like I said, she's already bringing a superstar dynamic. Now, match quality. AEW is all about match quality, as you know, Cypher. It is especially in this women's division now. It is all about how big, how good of a women's division you can truly, you know, how good of a matches these ladies can have. And I was already talking about Toni Storm, and I was already talking about Deonna Purrazzo. Those are two bangers in itself. Sky Blue could be a sneaky banger, a cheeky banger, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's
Definitely
cheeky, sure. But there's so many. I mean, Sasha, and I keep wanting to say it. God damn it, Mercedes. God damn it,
Mone.
Mercedes Mone. She can. I hate saying it like this, but she can work with anybody. I know I say that phrase a lot, but it's the truth. She's one of the only people to leave WWE, go to Japan, and make the transition almost seamless. Now, granted, yeah, she had an aura about her, but wrestling wise, besides the one botch and that weird ass new move, she did really good, really good. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. But I will say, do not make me wait long to watch her wrestle.
Yeah, like WWE is making us wait long for Jade to actually wrestle.
Oh god.
Because god dang, we ain't literally. What are y'all doing? Like, what are you doing with Jade? Like,
I feel like we're gonna have to wait till Mania, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Either they deliberately wait until Mania, or they're clearly not happy with her level, like in the PC.
That's what I'm thinking too. But then again, but they let fucking Nia Jax go out there
week after week. Yeah.
So I mean, come on.
Jade, you need a famous cousin.
Hey, doesn't she have one?
I don't know. That would be good to research up. But listen, like the Royal Rumble was literally months ago, and they ain't used her since. Like they showed her dominance, they showed her aura, they gave the WWE universe a taste of what she can do. But fans, I feel like, are starving for like more of her. Like they ain't really showcasing her like I thought they would.
No,
she doesn't have a famous cousin. She just knows Shaq.
Oh, she knows Shaq. She knows him very well. Yeah, they're barely showcasing her at all. She just pops up in a random backstage segment every couple of weeks.
Yeah. Random. She's just fucking ta-da.
Oh yeah, hey, remember Jade still works here. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember the huge signing we did?
Yeah, like we kept her presentation and everything, and her name that she used in AEW, even though she wasn't that famous, and she got the whole shebang. Yeah, she still works here.
Mm-hmm.
She's just back there in catering or down at the performance center or something. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, when are y'all gonna start using her, like incorporating her into the mix of already stacked like women's division? Like, come on.
I will say this about Mercedes' debut, and I don't know if it's just an AEW hometown thing, but they always seem to be louder for the hometown guys. They were deafening for Mercedes. Those CEO chants were. I heard those more than her music.
Yeah, I honestly I thought that like they cut the music at one point, And it was like, no, the music was still going, and everybody was just chanting CEO for so long, and then they stopped, and then they kept chanting CEO, and I was like, I mean, okay, yeah, we're in Boston, so how are you going to be received in Delaware or in Indiana?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm in Delaware. And and speaking of the music, Walter rang.
Dude,
I miss Walter having that music though.
but you can't not hear it and not see him, or want to, or expect to see him. So like, this was a terrible choice for music, fucking terrible. Like, just, I don't care how much you remix it. The literal base of it is fucking Walter. And then what happens? The fucking chord section. Yeah, I'm a music nerd. The chord section picks the fuck up, and then you really think it's fucking Walter. So I'm like, what are you doing?
It's also weird because we're used to her coming out to like really funky stuff.
Yeah, like a hip hop song.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she comes out to fucking classical music.
Yeah. It's like, are you low key part of Imperium now or what?
Pyramids made the branch. Oh god.
Mm.
So obviously the big rumor is her and Britt Baker, or maybe that's just a dream match for people, but that is supposedly going to be her first big feud. We haven't seen Britt for a long time either, because obviously she's been doing a lot of dental work.
Hey.
But yeah, hopefully it's a good run for Mercedes. I'm still a little bit salty because this isn't just the AEW fan in me coming out, but like before she even debuted, she was like, I can't wait to go back to WWE. I'm like, you've just been hired by this company and you're already publicly saying you can't wait to go back to your old job.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, that one already kind of rubbed many folks the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because it's the fucking truth. Like we understand Japan. You know what I mean? That was a dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now you're here, and it's like, all right, and you can't wait. Then fuck off. Then fuck off. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, don't even, like, hey, cool, you debuted. No, fuck off.
But we're also like, yeah, well, we only know you're only here because Tony's the only one that paid that much money for you. WWE said no.
Which at this point, I'm starting to like. There was this. I want to say it was pro wrestling. One of the stupid pro wrestling writing things on Facebook. I don't even remember the name. Probably Pro Wrestling World or something stupid. That said, like only, and I'm sure it was a razz. I'm sure they were just fucking trying to rile people up. But they were saying like how two of the worst people got hired by AEW, and how is WWE supposed to be salty about it? Blah 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 blah. Saying like Okada's a nobody, and what has he done outside of Japan? And it's like a whole bunch actually, but you don't know because it's still overseas. And then they're like, well, Mercedes Mone, she sucks, and it's like, why? Because no, she was a has-been and was dropped by WWE, is what this guy said. And I laughed at that because I was like, they tried to bring her back multiple times. Like they were like, oh, you want to work Japan? I don't care, work Japan, just sign with us, you can work Japan. And fucking 2 years goes by, and here we are. You know what I mean?
I think what they meant was she walked from WWE.
Yeah.
And took Naomi with her.
Hey, and one of them went back, and I'm bound. I mean, I'm sure she's bound to go back too. But like, can you fucking shut up first, and then like do some shit, and then you can say some shit about maybe going back.
Yeah.
Or just don't say anything about wanting to go back.
Because ultimately, I mean, her, Bailey, Becky, Charlotte, they're the four horsewomen, apparently. They all got their start in NXT. Because, ultimately, I mean, have we ever seen a fatal four-way between the four? Yeah.
Never between the four horsemen, I don't think. No, we've had a couple of triple threats.
Yeah, never all four of them.
Yeah. Who knows? That might be a future booking if she decides to go back. But it's like you can't go to a new job and be like, man, I can't wait to go back to my old job now that I'm here.
Right?
You just don't do it.
It's like working at McDonald's with a Burger King cup. I'm like, I can't wait to go back to Burger King.
I know. McDonald's happy.
Some things never change, and Mercedes definitely doesn't. Hopefully no tantrums. Hopefully it's a smooth ride we'll see how it rides out. She's already got an enemy in Kiera Hogan, but hopefully they're gonna have to keep them apart now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Terribly sorry, but it appears Beer will not be here this week to defend his tag team championship. I hope you understand.
All right. Well, as you can see, there is no beer. So it looks like it's going to be a handicap match. But I think that's fair because I originally lost these tag team titles in a handicap match the first time around. So
It's true.
turnaround is fair play.
Son of a bitch.
Let's get
Well,
to these
sir.
tag team title rematches. And it will be Moses defending for both himself and Beer against the former champions, Cap and Cypher. It is once again best of 7. And as you're a man down, we'll let you ask us first.
Yeah.
Love it. Here we go. We'll start off with a softball. That's it. No, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with softball. What was Triple H's ring name in WCW?
That was Terrorizing.
Terrorizing. Yes, sir. Good stuff.
Terrorizing.
Jean-Paul Levesque.
Jean-Paul.
Oh, so short-lived, but I love it.
All right, let me go. Who holds the record as a 10-time TNA X Division champion?
Oh, the record?
Yeah, only 10-time champion.
I feel like I'm gonna fucking mistake this because I know of a handful. My first guess is probably gonna be my best guess. Chris Sabin?
It is Chris Sabin, yeah. Recently became a 10-time champ.
I was just gonna say, aha. I knew.
I was also never sure if it was him or AJ as the first champion, but it was AJ.
I was thinking AJ mine, but I was like,
Honestly,
Yeah,
like my next guess was low key, but I was like, there's no way he got the 10.
hell no.
I didn't look up AJ, but I think he's like 6 or 7 times.
Oh, damn. So he's up there too.
Yeah.
All right.
One apiece.
Okay. Let's go with should be another softball-ish. Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas formed this tag team.
Technically, they had 2 names, Team Angle, but I think everybody knows them as the world's greatest tag team.
The world's greatest tag team.
It's so. Why is it so like they had like a simple name? You think they come up with something better? For
Just greatest.
It was the world's greatest tag team. They were both, college standout wrestlers with a former Olympic gold medalist. The world's greatest. Makes sense ish.
The
Even
first
though they took it
American.
all the way to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
All right, let's go retro. I know WCW is your bag. So, what was the tag team name of the first ever WCW tag team champions of Gene and Ole Anderson?
Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
Ooh.
No.
I don't know if I can take that. Unless they had 2 names, I might take that. Let me just double check.
Double check that. I might be wrong. I might be wrong on the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I could have sworn that was their name. But then again, a lot of fucking teams back in the 80s.
Yeah. They were definitely known as the one I've got down, but there is also a name that you just said. So it might be both of them. Yep, we'll take it. So I had Midnight Wrecking Crew, but they are also Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
Yeah. Like, when the hell was the Midnight Wrecking Crew?
Must have been very originally.
That'd be like early NWA then.
Yeah, the Midnight Wrecking Crew.
No, I've always known them as the Minnesota, as they say. Cats like the butter, don't you know? So,
all right, 2 apiece.
Not a softball, but let's see if y'all remember it. What was Goldberg's undefeated record prior to the stun gun incident?
Is it? I want to say 173 or 193.
I think it was 193. What? Or 195.
There may have been a 9 in there.
Did he hit
Check your time.
200?
I don't think he hit 200 now.
Okay. So I think.
I can tell you that it's not. It is below that. It is below 200.
Okay, it's below 200.
If the cattle prod didn't happen, then easily.
Okay, 195 sounds closer then. Let's go 195.
Yeah, 195.
Just when you should have stuck with your first answer, 173 is the
Oh.
answer.
Damn. I knew there was a reason that number popped into my head.
Trust me, that's why with the Chris Sabian thing, I was like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Sometimes the first guess is the best guess.
First one wrong. Let's see if we can return the favor. The first episode of AEW Dynamite was held in which city?
The first episode.
Very first episode.
I want to say that I want to say Daly's place right there in Jacksonville, but something just tells me that that's not right. Something tells me that's not right. It's not Jacksonville. It's fucking, because I know it wasn't California. I know it wasn't New York.
Yeah, because you would have been there.
Fucking A right. Son of a bitch. God damn it, I really want to say Jacksonville so bad. But then I'm like, watch it be like fucking like West Virginia or something stupid. Give me a hot crowd. Who's a hot crowd? Who's a hot crowd? They didn't go to Chicago to start. Well, maybe they fucking did. Maybe they fucking did go to Chicago to start. Chicago is super hot.
There's a lot of super hot.
I know that's the problem, man.
Especially for AEW.
Especially yeah.
Well, I know for sure they didn't hit the West Coast until about a year into their touring. So I'm stuck between like Miami and fuck it, let's go Chicago.
All right. I don't think the first anything was in Chicago. Second Rampage was. First Dynamite, I wanted to say Daly's place too, but it was actually Washington.
Oh, it was Washington. Wait,
First
Washington,
Dynamite
DC?
was in Washington, D.C.
Oh, D.C. Okay, pause. Never mind. Not West Coast. Washington, D.C.'s in like, I forget where the fuck is that, Virginia or something?
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
But all right.
Okay, we stay even on 2-2, so not too bad.
Call it a warn and miss. I like it. Okay, cool. You got cheeky. Let's get cheeky. Google, you shut the fuck up. Who was Prince Devitt's first recruit when the Bullet Club was being originated?
Got to be Tamatonga.
Tonga. Yeah, it's Tamatonga.
Tamatonga. But you're going to say no.
Not Tamatonga. It was actually a bigger Tongan by the name of Bad Luck Fale.
Shit.
Yeah.
I always thought Tama was in there before Fale.
And
I was the same way, but I guess they were. When the fuck did they show up? They showed up because it wasn't even him after that. After that, it was like Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
Carl Anderson was technically the third member. And then I want to say that's when Tamatonga and Tongaloa came in, because Tongaloa was still playing Camacho, I think his name was, in WWE. And then when he got released, he went right back to Japan, or went right to Japan. So,
and for those who don't know who Prince Devitt is, who don't know their history, that is currently Finn Balor.
That's right. One of the most famous Tottenham fans there is, baby.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what? I got a very similar question. In August 1996, who became the fourth man of the NWO, joining Hogan, Hall, and Nash?
Oh fuck! There's like 7 answers to this. I mean, in technical, so
You got like
there's
49 other members to choose from.
a lot of I know, right? But there's a lot of technical answers.
Biggest fact.
Because you could technically say that it was Ted DiBiase, but he was more of the financier.
Yeah.
But you're a cheeky bastard, so it could be DiBiase. It could be fucking Virgil, God rest his soul. Because in reality, he's the fourth member to join. Because again, Debussy was a financier. But again, for the cheeky sake, I'm gonna go with Debussy.
Ted DiBiase was the financial support and the fourth man officially for the NWO.
Goddamn, Virgil, you're the fifth player. The fifth.
The fifth. God rest your soul.
God rest his soul. That's right.
All right, you take the lead with 3-2, and Beer is currently punching the air.
Punching the air.
I wonder if Beer knew any of these two.
Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he's like sitting there like, what do you mean you got that one? Like, I'm sure he's gonna yell at me later. It's okay. We'll have a whole conversation of it. Oh, here we go. Let's go WCW. Marcus Bagwell and Scotty Riggs formed this legendary WCW tag team. Corey, where's Trav when you need him? He knows this answer.
Yeah.
I forced him to watch these guys on a regular.
Yeah, I was like, all the times I need Trav. But because I remember him telling me about this, and now I'm just like drawing blank.
And my mind has just gone completely blank on WCW tag teams too.
Because he's told me multiple times, and now I'm just like, uh-oh.
Even he's yelling right now. Like, how do you not know?
Yeah, he's yelling. He's yelling right now. He's like, he's gonna like come over and hit me with a kendo stick because I don't know it, and he's told me multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he will.
Scotty Riggs and
Marcus Bagwell.
Marcus Bagwell.
AKA Buff Bagwell.
Oh, Buff Bagwell.
Excuse me.
Something tells me it's kind of like one of those WWE tag team names where they just like combine the names or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's probably something buff.
I will tell you, it's extremely basic.
Watch it be Buff Boys, but I know it's not the Buff Boys.
Oh, what was it? Was it Totally Buffed?
Totally Buff.
Oh, that's too basic. That name just rings a bell.
Totally Buff.
Sounds like a bad movie.
Sounds like a really bad movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sly Sylvester Stallone in Totally Buff.
Maybe it's not that literal. I can't think of anything else.
If it's the Buff Boys, I'm gonna like punch myself.
I can assure you it's not the Buff Boys.
It's not the Buff Boys.
Get that. Oh, I will allow y'all to get that out of your head. It's not that.
Okay.
I really can't think of anything else. I can only think of like the classic names like the Midnight Express and stuff like that. Definitely wasn't them.
Nope.
I don't think there was a tag team called the Buff Boys though.
I will admit that there was a team called High Voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it wasn't Disco Inferno, but because that was a wrestler, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, arguably.
He's a something. He's a something.
Was this
Jesus.
question asked to Travis in trivia recently, or
Yep.
like in the last year or so? Okay, so I'm trying to think of answers that Travis has had now.
Totally Bros? No, that don't sound right.
Yeah, I think I just came up with totally. I don't think that's in the name.
So
That's
90s though. It works well because it's so 90s.
Yeah.
The Rad Boy? Rad Boys is not it. Rad Boys. I'm stumped on this one. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
me too.
Because Travis is gonna be.
He also said it was like very simplistic. So
Do we want to take a shot in the dark or?
I was gonna say, yeah, you want to take a jab at it, or we're just gonna sail one over the post?
yeah, they are. I mean, fuck it. Let's just go Buff Boys. I don't think it is the Buff Boys, but
Probably
The
not.
American males.
oh, that is very, very basic.
That is basic. That's like Starbucks basic.
I was trying to.
And you know what?
Very basic.
Now you've said it. I remember it being an answer.
Mm-hmm. And that's also
American?
their theme. It literally just says the American males like 19 times over.
American males, American males, American males.
A little slower with some pop, but yep.
Yep.
Okay, it is 3-2. Let's get
All
your
right.
next question. All right, this one's tag teams too. So, beginning his career in 1985 as Flash, Sting formed a tag team with which fellow Hall of Famer?
I actually know this
God,
one.
there's a shit ton of Hall of Famers he formed a team with. But as Flash, it's gonna have to be the guy that people aren't too fond of, the Ultimate Warrior, and it being the Blade Runners.
Yes, aka Jim Justice Hellwig.
Oh my God, I knew Hellwig, but fucking the two first names.
I was
Love it.
sitting there. Yeah, I know this one. That one I know.
Fucking Blade Runners.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
how many we got left?
I think we got 2
1.
apiece. Did we get to 5?
Yeah, so we need to get this one right to stay in. And if you get the next one right, you win.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. All right.
Current score is 4-2.
Who was the first manager of the Hardy Boys back in the 90s?
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael
New
P.S.
Brood.
Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
All right, still in it.
Boom, baby, squeaky boom.
Squeaky bum.
Squeaky,
Then-
very squeaky.
Then they had a wild ladder match with Edge and Christian and hired Terry Runnels.
That's right.
I think it was for like $30,000 and the managerial services of Terry Runnels.
What an odd number too. $30,000.
30,000.
Okay, for free. Again, if you get this right, you win because we cannot catch you up. So I got 2 left. Which one's going to be the big one? Let's go with it. Which group in TNA consisted of BG James, Ron the Truth Killings, and Conan?
So Billy Gunn, our
Yeah.
Truth, and who?
No, not Billy Gunn. Road Dogg.
Road Dogg. Okay. So Road Dogg, who and who?
Truth and Conan.
Conan. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Conan was knocking around in the early TNA.
Yeah. Big
That's
Conan.
a group?
Yeah, that's a group.
A group of what?
A group.
Rappers, funnily enough.
Oh,
that
fucking hell.
that was the
don't-
most.
God
like,
damn it. God damn it. Now I can see it now. I can see parts of it. I'm probably not even looking at what I should be looking at, but I'm just envisioning it and it is terrible. Oh God. What kind of fucking stupid rap name would fucking TNA give these guys?
I mean,
The Rap Boys.
Rat Boys.
Well, I mean, it was half WCW back then, so I can't blame you there.
The bar spitters.
Bar spitters, I love that. I think I hate saying this, but I think Road Dogg, and I immediately think Southern. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know where fucking Truth is from. Conan's from here. Why do I want to say something stupid like Southern Hospitality? It's a fucking ludicrous album.
Roll out.
Hey, attaboy. God damn it. This is gonna when I find out what this is, I'm just gonna laugh forever. Because this is gonna be an awesome I don't care what the fucking name is at this point, but it's gonna be great to know that this actually happened and it was on television and people recorded it.
I actually really like this group.
Come up with something. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something. Fuck it. Southern Hospitality. I ain't got nothing.
That they are not named after a ludicrous album.
Damn.
The name was the 3 Live Crew. Crew
That's
spelled
terrible.
KRU.
That's terrible. Now I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. That's terrible.
That is terrible. That's
I was hoping for something better. Like, give me something a little better.
I mean, it's a little bit better than the American males, but yeah.
Okay, well, you're also thinking in the fucking mid-90s, fam.
True. You're right.
Motherfuckers were lazy back then.
Just like, we're just going to throw these group of guys together and call them the 3 Live Crew. Run with it.
Run with it, goddammit.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Final question. We need this to tie, which will probably force us to a tiebreaker, even though I don't have one, but we'll get one. Of course, if we get it wrong, you win, even if we don't get the next question. Even if you don't need the next question, I should say.
Got it. All right. Since you threw me a hard one, let's go with another one then. Let's get funky with it. Who was the leader of NWO Japan?
Oh, that is nasty.
That is nice. Chon. Was it Chon?
I'm sure we had an NWO Japan question last week, and the answer was Chono, so I'm quite tempted to just say, fuck it, Chono.
What are you thinking over? Is that what you want to go with? You want to do Chono? There's other guys. Who am I thinking of out there? Yuji Nagata was around WCW back then. Ultimo Dragon. Liger never showed up. Damn shame. I'm trying to think about the other heavy.
I don't think the great Muta.
No, Muta wasn't in. Wasn't New Japan. He was All Japan.
Yeah, he was.
I kind of still want to go Chono.
Like, that's what popped in my head, because I was like, he would. I mean, that's the answer that popped in my head, because I was like, new NWO Japan. It has to be Chono, because I mean, I don't know many other I don't know who was all in the WCW from New Japan. So all I know is Chono.
All right. Yeah, Masahiro Chono.
The Equalizer hits. Masahiro Chono was the leader of NWO Japan.
Yeah, squeaky bum, baby. Oh God.
All right, so we got one last question for you. If you get it right, you win. If you don't, we need a tiebreaker.
All right.
Okay. All right, final question. In what year did The Rock face Hulk Hogan for the second time at No Way Out?
Oh, that's right. The first time was WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Which was 28, 27, 28? That's what I'm thinking, way too far ahead. Right?
I don't know.
24? Trying to remember when that one happened.
That one's man.
Had to be relatively early-ish. Oh yeah, I mean, go.
Sorry. I was just like,
God. Okay. Rockin' Hogan.
that sounds like a tag team.
Was I in high school? I was in high school.
I will also say this was in the history last week.
Oh, motherfucker. Something I don't it's not like one of these like, oh, I don't want to get it totally wrong, but I'm like, I feel like this, I should know this. Besides from the fact that it was on fucking history last week. Something tells me their Mania match was 02. Why does 02 stick out so bad? 2002 sticks out so bad. But I also feel like that's just a little too early. Because the fucking buying of WCW wasn't until, well, the full merger wasn't until 01. And then even then, fucking Hogan wasn't even really around like that.
Mm-mm.
And this is the second match. So this is after Mania. Mania's in the middle of the year. When was No Way Out? Was it the same year? It had to have been the same year. They fucking love to do that shit. Fuck it. 2004.
All right. So the first match was WrestleMania X8, which was 2002.
Oh.
And back in the day, No Way Out was traditionally in February. So 11 months later, it was 2003.
Man, just fucking missed. By one. It's all good in the hood. All right, let's see tiebreaker time.
Yeah, that was also a Montreal screw job.
Hey.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, it is 4-4. We need a tiebreaker question.
All right, let me scrub through all these and see what we can do. Nope. Ooh, excuse me.
I think I did a lot worse than this when I was on my own.
Yeah. It's a lot. Trust me, it's way easier to be able to bounce stuff off of somebody. I promise you.
I knew I had fucking DC.
Yeah, well, that guy's he's something else, brother. I tell you what, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, good God Almighty. Give me something. I don't want to be that obscure. Like, I want to be fair, but I don't want to be easy neither. You know what I'm saying? Got something that's fair. I got something that's fair. Okay, I got it. This is fair. This is totally a fair one.
Okay.
This is totally a fair one.
Let's go.
All right. And this is fair because I have said this question a bazillion and a half times on this show. So if y'all don't remember the damn answer, I don't know what to tell y'all anymore. Formerly known as the IW. Oh, no. Pause. This former WCW Cruiserweight champion holds the record for the shortest reign as IWGP Junior Heavyweight champ.
Damn.
So many of them. So many IWGP Juniors were fucking Cruiserweight champ.
I'm also saying damn because my tiebreaker for you is also about a junior heavyweight title.
Hell yeah.
Shortest reign as junior heavyweight. I think Hoovy's down there is really low. Is it Hoovy?
Boy got his thinking cap on, boy.
Yeah, because I'm sure you've said Hoovy before, and I've been so surprised by it.
No,
Any ideas other than Hoovy?
not really, because see, from W from WCW to IWGP, the only person I know that's done that's I mean, there's a many, but Hoovy had to have the shortest reign. Like I think it was like a couple of months, like it was like a month or two, or like a week or two. But he had the short. I'm thinking he had the shortest reign. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that had shorter reigns, but I mean, I'm gonna go with Hoovy.
All right, let's lock it in. Juventud Guerrera.
Juventud Guerrero. The juice is loose. Juventud with the shortest reign. Under 3 months. Under
Damn.
3 months.
Damn.
All right, so it is 5-4. If we end up on 5-5, I guess we'll have to do a rematch when Beer finally shows up.
Yeah.
But if you get this wrong, we do have new champions. Or should I say restored champions.
Restored, if you will. There you go.
I think we would also be the first actual two-time tag team, because I've won it twice, you've won it twice, but we had different partners.
Yeah.
There it is. Let's see if you can do it, though.
All right. So, like I said, your tiebreaker is also about the junior heavyweight title, and it is who holds the record for the most reigns as junior heavyweight champion. Shit.
Shushin Thunder Liger.
What were the odds of him actually having the T-shirt too?
Yeah.
You don't know about Liger. Come on now.
Not only the most reigns, but the most combined days too at 628. 11-time champion Jushin Thunder Liger.
That's right. Oh, hey, what does tiebreakers mean? We gotta have.
That means we're gonna have to have a rematch.
Yep.
That wasn't the first question I was gonna ask you. The first I was gonna ask was who was the original junior heavyweight champion. Then I thought that's pretty obscure when I saw the answer.
Trying to think. Actually, give me a sec. I actually kind of want to figure that out in my brain.
It was at New Year's Dash 1986.
Oh fuck, that's way back then. Shit, no, but god damn it. I can see him. Motherfucker. What the fuck is his name? No, I'm thinking of the fat guy. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, who?
Shiro Koshinaka.
Koshinaka. Oh, tag champ. Koshinaka goes on to be tag champ with somebody. I wanted probably the big fat guy I'm thinking of. Who the hell am I thinking of?
Tag team with Keiji Muto.
Muto's not fat, but yeah.
Dude. But
Tag
all
team with
this,
the great Muta.
all this anticipation and the back and forth. I mean, this rematch deserves a bigger stage. So, how about PromoMania?
I was gonna say that card is already like overflowing, but like,
You know what though?
One more in there.
Yeah, I mean, I did say we weren't going to do the tag team titles at Mania because the card is so stacked, but everybody seems to be showing up on March 28th, the week before Mania. And I know Beer's going to be here March 28th.
That's right. He will.
He will be.
All right, let's go home to Mania in style and then book the tag team title match in 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm shivering.
I mean, we still got plenty of trivia at Mania. We got the Iron Bank and a huge knowledge title match between Teddy P and Phoenix. But all right then. That is all your trivia this week. Before we recap this past week, let's go back through the annals of time with a very fresh looking this week in wrestling history. Look at the graphics.
Look at it. Watch your finger, Doc.
Oh, no.
Alright, let's get into some history. March 9th, 2008, Destination X. In a dark match, Roxy Laveau defeated Angelina Love. Miss some Roxy Laveau. Then onto the main card in the number one contenders match for the TNA Tag Team titles. Hernandez and Homicide defeated Motor City Machine Guns and Rock and Rave Infection.
Jay Lethal defended the X Division title against Petey Williams. Kazarian and Eric Young defeated Relic and Black Rain. People remember Relic and Black Rain? In a three-way match for the Knockouts Championship, Awesome Kong defeated Gail Kim and ODB. In a Fish Market Street Fight, this is old school TNA all over, Curryman and Shark Boy defeated Team 3D. Then in a Stand By Your Man strap match, Robert Roode defeated Booker T. Then we had an Elevation X match as Rhino defeated James Storm. Elevation X, unlike the Ultimate X, is a steel X above the ring and you gotta fight on top of it. Fun. And in the main event, Kevin Nash, Christian Cage and Samoa Joe defeated AJ Styles, Tom Cole and Kurt Angle. Moving on to March 9th, 2014. In a steel cage match, actually, I should say this is a lockdown, back with still with TNA. In a steel cage match, the Great Muta, Sonata and Yasu defeated Christopher Daniels, Kazarian and Chris Sabin. I don't know why I said in a steel cage match. It's lockdown. They were all in steel cage matches. Samuel Shaw defeated Mr. Anderson. Tigre Uno defeated Manic. In a last man standing steel cage match, Gunner defeated James Storm. Madison Rain defended the Knockouts title against Gail Kim. Magnus defended the world title against Samoa Joe. And in the main event, Lethal Lockdown, missed those matches. MVP, Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards and Willow, Jeff Hardy, defeated Bobby Roode, Jesse Garders, Austin Aries and Robbie E with Bully Ray as a special referee. So, March 9th, same day, different year, 2018, Ring of Honor's 16th anniversary. We kicked it off with Hiromu Takahashi defeating Flip Gordon. Marty Scurll defeated Punishment Martinez, aka Damian Priest. Kenny King defended the television title against Silas Young. In a street fight for the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles, SoCal Uncensored defeated Bullet Club's Hangman and the Bucks, meaning new champions. Cody, minus the last name, defeated Matt Taven, and the Briscoes defeated the Motor City Machine Guns for the ROH tag team titles. Dalton Castle then defeated Jay Lethal in the main event to retain the ROH World title. Keeping it with Ring of Honor, March 10th, the next night on a different year in 2019, Ring of Honor's 15th anniversary kicked it off with Jay White defeating Kenny King, Frankie Kazarian earning a shot at the television title by defeating Cheeseburger, Chris Sabin, Hangman Adam Page, Punisher Martinez and Silas Young. Also in a number one contenders match for the world title, Jay Lethal defeated Bob the Fish. In a 6-man tag team title match, the Kingdom defeated Dalton Castle and the Boys. Marty Scurll defended the television title against Leo Rush. Bully Ray, Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe defeated Hanson, Raymond Rowe and Davey Boy Smith Jr. in a 6-man tag. In a 3-way Las Vegas street fight for the Ring of Honor tag team titles, the Hardys defeated Roppongi Vice and the Young Bucks, and in the main event, Christopher Daniels became Ring of Honor World Champion by defeating Adam Cole, baby. March 10th, we're going to leave it with this one. Another lockdown in 2013, and for some reason, 2013, and for some reason they decided to move lockdown to February, but I think it was also because of the UK tour, so because of this, we got a steel cage match on every night of the UK tour, one of which I was there for. Good times. So, this time, this lockdown featured the shocking reveal of Bully Ray as the leader of Aces and Eights in the main event. We'll get to that in a sec, but we kicked it off with a 3-way match for the X Division title as Kenny King defeated Christian York and Zema Ion. Joseph Park defeated Joey Ryan. In a Knockouts title match, Velvet Sky defended the title against Gail Kim. Robbie T defeated Robbie E. In a 3-way for the tag team titles, Bobby Roode and Austin Aries defeated Chavo Guerrero and Hernandez and Bad Influence. In one of only 3 cage matches on the show, Wes Briscoe defeated Kurt Angle. Of course, in the weeks building up to this event, Wes Briscoe was revealed as a member of Aces and Eights. I was there for this one, as he and Garrett Bischoff both unmasked at the same time and turned on Kurt Angle. Then we had a lethal lockdown, traditional Sting, Magnus, Samoa Joe and James Storm and Eric Young defeated the Aces and Eights, which was, of course, Garrett Bischoff, Knox, Doc, Devon, and Mr. Anderson. But in the main event, Bully Ray revealed himself as the president of Aces and Eights and clocked Jeff Hardy with a bell hammer to become TNA World Champion. And like I said, we're going to leave it there because we got a lot to get through, and there's a lot of Lockdown and a lot of Ring of Honor anniversary in history this week. So that's it from me. Let's move on back to the 9th anniversary. Yeah, speaking of anniversaries, moving on back to the 9th anniversary of Max Wrestling.
Corey, I let you be. 'Cause you're my brother. They told me
God, I got a headache.
I will have it. They said I will have it all.
Teddy, I don't know how you got in my head, and I don't know why, but it seems to me that you're that pissed off about Amir that you're being a glitch in my brain right now, and I don't like it. So, Teddy, I'm telling you, no, I'm warning you to stay out of my head. Get the hell out of my head, Teddy.
Corey? How does it feel, Corey? How does it feel that all you had to do was think, and boom, Teddy's there? You see, that's the beauty of the one true heel, Ted P. De Niro. He can worm and wiggle his way into the deepest and darkest parts of your brain. That is until you give in to what he wants. And you bring up a gentleman who's very angry, who's very close to us. And maybe you're right, or maybe you know you can't beat him. I'm sure that's what it is. A fighting champion afraid of a simple challenger? A guy in the trivial realm? But he's in your head, right? He doesn't matter, right? Oh, Corey. Just when you thought you were done with the MDO, the quietest assassin of the group comes saying he wants a piece of the pie. And you know what? It's his time. The boss says so. And because the boss says so, it shall be done. So, whoever this demand goes out to, whoever needs to check and verify, whoever needs to lawyer up in this instance, whatever have you, write up a fine contract, the most important thing that you need to worry about is the boss demands that the main event of PromoMania be Ted P. De Niro versus Corey for the Max World title. And Corey, if you're not afraid, you'll accept. But then again, when the boss says it, the boss makes it happen. Speaking of things that are going to happen, Chad, after lawyering, as the countryman says, lawyering, as the countryman says, after lawyering yourself up and basically sliding your way into my title picture, I guess I'll accept as well. Whether it's already planned or not, you run it by the champ. And so the first 3-time Max Wrestling Television Champion, and by God, probably the best Max Wrestling Television Champion of all time, accepts your challenge for PromoMania. And next week, I leave it in your hands. I'll allow you to add one stipulation to this match. whether it be a no disqualification TV's rules, the longest promo wins, whether you want to go cinematic. Your choice, Chad. But didn't Liverpool fall to us already? Yeah. That one stung, didn't it? The last second winner. And the last second winner just might happen again. Be afraid, boys. Be very afraid. Because the boss is here to really take over. And he's coming through the front door. And you can't run away. Whether you can fly, run, whatever. You cannot escape what the MDO has coming for y'all.
You know what's weird, being on the other end of this. Usually I'm listening to others talk about Max Wrestling and give their happy anniversary wishes, but I gotta say, starting on a podcast around the same time as you, Desirino, and becoming a part of Max Wrestling and starting to work with you in 2016, a year into my podcasting career, and then joining Max in 2017 to 2021 was some of the funnest times I've had in my life. Getting up at 7 in the morning, working with you each and every week, analyzing, dissecting, and deciphering professional wrestling, talking about professional wrestling. One of the biggest things I've always said about Max, it is the best alternative as far as wrestling podcast goes. It provides a variety of wrestling talk, promos, trivia. It brings a whole lot of just quality content within the brand. And to be a part of that is absolutely a blessing. I cherish it. It's really fun to see how much the show has adapted and grown with the talent that is provided within this show and this brand. We have a great group of people that just love to entertain and apply their craft in amazing fashion and just tell a story. And I think that's what this brand is about. That's what Max is just telling your story, having fun and just letting it ride, man. And I think over the past 9 years, you have certainly taken it to the max and shown why you are the captain and have steered this ship to where it is now and where it's going to continue to go. All I can really say to you is thank you, Desirino. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my brother. And I love you, man. You've done a lot of great things for me. You've done a lot of great things for all of us. And that hard work does not go unnoticed. And I am truly grateful. I am truly appreciative of your time. And that is a moment in memory that is had. And there are more moments and memories that are yet to be created. And here's to many, 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 many more great shows, many more great promos, many more great trivia challenges, and everything that goes into the Max Wrestling podcast. And I just wanted to say once more, thank you. I appreciate you, and just continue to take it to the max. Love you, man. Thank you so much.
A toast for you, Dazzy Lee, just in case you do accept the challenge. I'll be waiting for your answer this Thursday.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo Show. This is your captain. He is El Jefe, and he is the world champion, Cypher. I don't know which way I'm pointing because I don't know which way Skype's going to do it. But make sure you are liking and subscribed on YouTube. Follow us everywhere, and for all the information you need, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. A lot of breaking news during that break. Chris Reid we'll see what happens later on when I address your challenge. But for now, we do know that main event for this year's PromoMania will now be Cypher defending the World Championship against Ted P. De Niro.
Because the boss says so.
That boy was angry. Just out of nowhere, that boy got angry. He is pissed that
How does it feel to have the craziest heel that Max Wrestling has ever seen be literally stuck in your head? You can't go shopping at a mall, fam.
I
go
can't
shopping at a mall without thinking about him.
I can't go shopping at the mall. I can't use the bathroom. I can't do daily activities. That man has literally somehow found a way to get in my head. But I guess I'm going to have to like install a firewall or Norton's 360 in my brain to get the glitch out of my system.
There's a lot of hacking going around on Max Wrestling. We should get better firewalls.
But
I must say, I do have a degree in cybersecurity.
If Teddy wants, but Teddy wants it, man, I ain't gonna say no. But at the same time, I just got a slight headache. He's probably hacking again.
Probably.
We'll get some aspirin. Cannot wait. Now we know the main event, and it is only 3 weeks away, ish.
All right, so still to come this week, or still to come tonight, I should say, the captain will respond to Chris Reid's challenge from last week. But first, let's get into the recaps. Let's kick it on to the sacrifice review. Let's go Total Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, this week's Total Impact is going to be a recap of Sacrifice. So, with AJ Francis on commentary, Crazy Steve defeated Joe Hendry with a tornado DDT from the top to retain the Digital Media Championship after Francis attacked Hendry behind the referee's back. Mike Bailey and Trent Seven defeated the Rascals, and then onto the main card, Nick Nemeth defeated Steve Macklin with a Danger Zone to open the show. Backstage, Gia speaks to the system ahead of their title matches tonight. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers then defeat ABC to win the tag team titles as Eddie Edwards hits the Boston Knee Party after Alicia trips up Ace Austin. Out of control from the get-go, with Khan throwing people around, PCO defeated Khan with a slam onto a chair in a no DQ match. Spitfires threatened Luna, then defeated MK Ultra as Fat rolls up Killer Kelly, and the Knockouts Tag Team Championships have changed hands once again. Hammerstone defeated Josh Alexander with a low blow after a ref bump, followed by a Nightmare Pendulum. Looks like we are getting a rubber match between these two. Gia then speaks to Time Machine to try and settle their differences before competing tonight. Mustafa Ali and the Grizzled Young Vets defeat Time Machine as Shelley gets hit with Grit Your Teeth by the Vets and a 450 splash from Ali. With Ash by Elegance at ringside, Jordan Grace defeated Tasha Steelz and Xia Brookside to retain the Knockouts Championship with a Juggernaut Driver on Xia, but not before Xia threw Jordan into Ash, knocking her champagne all over her. And in the main event, Moose defeated Eric Young with a spear after a disguised Kazarian choked EY, and the system end the show with all the gold. Now I'm going to do a whole Wayne's World thing and change the background because it's time for the Rampage Report.
This is Rampage, baby. It's a show that y'all been waiting on. Adrenaline pumping your chest. This is Rampage, yeah.
Alright, let's get into this week's Rampage Report. Short and sweet, Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy defeated Kip Sabian and Andy Williams with a strong 0 by Trent. Backstage, Ruby Soho makes her feelings on Saraya perfectly clear after Angelo Parker was attacked last week. Julia Hart defeated Robin Renegade by submission to retain the TBS Championship. Saraya stopped Renee Paquette backstage and told her that Soho is nothing but pure filth and that she'll see what they do to Angelo next week. Penta defeats Action Andretti with a Fear Factor, and in the main event, Top Flight defeats Private Party and Commander and Brian Keefe. And after the match, Action Andretti joined the celebration with Top Flight as the trio mocked Private Party. Well, there is multiple wrestling on Fridays, and unfortunately Travis Anderson is not with us this week, so I am doing all the recaps. So now I'm going to change the background again. It's time to recap the Smack. So, last week's SmackDown opened up with Logan Paul to announce that Prime will be WWE's first ever center ring sponsor beginning at WrestleMania and every PLE after. He brings out KSI, but Randy Orton interrupts and drops KSI with an RKO before taking a swig of some Prime and pouring the rest over KSI. Hey, Randy, that's a waste. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens then defeat Grayson Waller and Austin Theory with a stunner from Waller and an RKO for Theory. But Logan Paul attacks them both after the match. He attempts to hit Orton with some brass knucks, but Orton counters and almost hits Kevin Owens as Paul escapes. In an interview with Kayla, Bayley vows to break Damage Control. As Naomi and Bianca watch the interview, they then have a difference of opinion on feeling sorry for Bayley. Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross ends in a DQ as the Authors of Pain attack Lashley. Kross joins in and the group stands tall, despite the Street Profits trying to make the save. Backstage, Legado del Fantasma taunt Dragon Lee about him looking up to Rey Mysterio. Tiffany Stratton defeated Michin very quickly with the prettiest moonsault ever. In a pre-taped promo, AJ Styles addresses his beef with LA Knight, and after the segment, LA Knight is seen watching the promo and then smashes up the TV with a chair. He then challenges AJ to show up next week. Tyler Bate is shown playing WWE 2K24, in case you didn't know it came out last week. Pete Dunne then shows up and says he doesn't say anything. Pete Dunne shows up, he doesn't say anything. Bate says he'll go talk to Nick Aldis to get an update on the situation with the tag team titles. Dragon Lee defeated Angel with a Hurricane Rana, but Berto and Santos Escobar attack Lee after the match. Backstage, Dakota Kai and the rest of Damage Control respond to Bayley as Io Sky says it was her error from the start, and Kai says they will see Bayley next week. Backstage, Nick Aldis knocks on Cody Rhodes' locker room door, but there is no answer, and in the final segment, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are all in the same place for the first time since the press conference, as The Rock says he is their boss and ups the stakes for WrestleMania. If Cody Rhodes doesn't win, he will never get another shot at the championship. Rock then highlights Cody's family and says Cody was a mistake, and gets a slap from Cody as SmackDown goes off the air. Now, after 2 weeks of pay-per-views, I finally get to say, back to the Collision Course. Hey, me again. On this week's Collision, Bryan Danielson defeated Shane Taylor with a Busaiku knee. After the match, Will Ospreay asks for 2 microphones to confront Bryan for interrupting his victory on Dynamite. Danielson praises Ospreay's match with Takeshita and challenges Ospreay to a match at Dynasty, however you wanna pronounce it from wherever you're from. For us, it's Dynasty. The New Elite, the Young Bucks and Kazuchika Okada, defeated John Cruz, Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis as Okada hits the Rainmaker on Alanis. After the match, Eddie Kingston comes out but gets taken down by the New Elite. Penta tries to make the save, but it's the return of Pac that saves the day as he takes out the Bucks before going face to face with Okada. Pac then announces that the Bastard is back as Kingston challenges them to a 6-man tag at Big Business. Mariah May defeated Trish Adora with Mayday, and after the match, Toni Storm and Luther present the first ever Tony Awards with an eye. For her portrayal of Toni Storm, the award goes to Mariah May, but Deonna Purrazzo attacks Storm from behind. Nick Wayne defeated Adam Priest with Wayne's World, and a masked Adam Copeland attacks Christian Cage after the match and scares him off with whatever is inside the box. I get 7 vibes. Backstage, Mark Briscoe puts his trust in both Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Chris Jericho defeated Titan with Walter Jericho. Gates of Agony then attacked Jericho after the match, but it's Hook who makes the save with a kendo stick. In the ring with Schiavone, FTR prepare for the tag team title tournament to kick off next week. They're interrupted by the infantry as Sean Dean introduces themselves to everyone who doesn't watch Ring of Honor. Carly Bravo then makes a revival joke, and Dax Harwood says the revival is dead, and if they meet up in the tournament, the infantry will be too. Mystico defeated Angelico with La Mystica to pick up the victory by submission. Angelico shakes Mystico's hand after the match. And in the main event street fight, the House of Black defeated Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett after Malachi and Buddy put Mark Briscoe through a flaming table. Now, back to my old habits. It is time for me to take one for the team. I'm going in Raw. Okay. After heated exchange of words, Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins almost come to blows, but McIntyre thinks better of it. Becky Lynch then defeated Liv Morgan with a manhandle slam. After the match, Liv and Morgan share a nod, but Rhea Ripley comes out to a scream from Morgan, who is held back by referees. And in the ring, Rhea Ripley congratulates Becky Lynch before firing some shots for WrestleMania, but Becky is not backing down. Backstage, Finn Balor and Damian Priest are not happy with the news that they will be defending the tag team titles in a 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania. Indy and Candice defeat Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree after Candice brutally yells in Maxine's face about her using stupid moves and why the internet hates her. We don't all hate you, Maxine, just so you know. In the ring, in a sit-down interview with Michael Cole, Cody Rhodes addresses his confrontation with The Rock on SmackDown and trusting Seth Rollins, and of course, finishing the story at WrestleMania. The Kabuki Warriors defeat Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler to retain the women's tag team titles. Backstage, Andrade chats with Rhea Ripley, who says they should all talk when Dominic is back next week. Andrade agrees. Damian Priest defeats R-Truth with South of Heaven despite DIY trying to even the numbers against Judgment Day, but everyone brawls after the match. In the ring, Jey Uso officially challenges Jimmy to a match at WrestleMania. Backstage, Becky Lynch randomly challenges Nia Jax to a last woman standing match next week. And in the main event in the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Gauntlet, Sami Zayn is the last one standing after eliminating Chad Gable and will challenge Gunther at WrestleMania. Well, that is all the recaps from me. It is now time for a round of beer as he takes us through this week's NXT.
Hey guys, this is Beer. This is your NXT review for the 13th of March 2024. NXT kicks off with the LWO taking on OTM in a tag team qualifying match. OTM didn't waste any time in attacking the LWO before they even reached the ring. LWO pick up the dub with a 450 splash from the middle rope. Roxanne Perez cuts an absolute fantastic promo with her heel turn officially complete after taking out Lyra Valkyria last week. Demands that Ava rewards her the Women's Championship. Tatum tried to attack Roxy, but the referees do stop her. Match confirmed for next week between Tatum Paxley and Roxanne Perez. Family are celebrating in their restaurant to be interrupted by Ilya Dragunov. It leads to Ilya being abducted and put in the back of Tony D's car. Never ever turn up to the D'Angelo family's restaurant without an invite, Ilya. I love you, man. Lexis King faces Mr. Stone and defeats him with a coronation after a huge drive-by to the back of the head. Lexis does attack Mr. Stone after the match, but Vaughn comes out to the save and carries Mr. Stone to the back. I don't think this feud's over. Obafemi is interviewed before his big title defense against Brooks Jensen to be confronted by Dijak. I am fucking down for this match. Oba reminds me of Keith Lee, and we all remember the matches between Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee back in Black and Gold. They were incredible. Speaking of Obafemi, he does defeat Brock Jensen to retain the North American Championship. Pure domination by the Big Beast. Brock's put up a hell of a fight, but the Nigerian Machine was too good. Ariana Grace faces Gigi Dolan. Gigi needs a win from somewhere. Ariana being a constant irritant herself, something's got to give. The match was a disqualification win for Ariana after Gigi low-blowed Ariana, despite Ariana doing that earlier in the match. It means that Ariana will now give Gigi Dolan a makeover as part of the stipulation. Kiana James and Izzy Dane faced Thea Hale and Kalani Jordan. Kalani was attacked backstage before the match began, this time not in the parking lot. Fallon Henley is the replacement before Thea gets brutalized. Jane and Jasmine in trying to help on their behalf. James hits Thea with a bankrupt and gets the 1-2-3. Thea ends up being sad and says that JC was like a sister, best friend. But then, Thea Hale put on the promo. The old Thea Hale is back, bitch, and runs around the ring like a lunatic. Ridge Holland faces Sean Spears in the main event. Brutal match. Spears wanted Ridge to unleash his utter rage. My goodness, this match was brutal. It was a chaos match. Ended up with Sean Spears picking up the win with the C4 on a chair. Ridge chokeslammed Sean during the match through the table as well. Very good match. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The man returns. Trick Williams addressed the fans after his return, after Colin costing Carmelo Hayes a chance to face Ilya Dragunov at Stand and Deliver. Sets up a challenge for Carmelo at Stand and Deliver. We did not see Carmelo tonight, so I'm a fan of the prospect of keeping them both far away from each other, going into the brawl at Stand and Deliver. Noam Dar interrupts with the metaphor. Noam challenges Trick Williams to a match next week, which leads to Trick attacking both Noam and Ora Menza. And then, my guy proceeded to play tonsil hockey with Lash Legend. Whoop that Trick. For me, I give the show a 3 out of 5. I was disappointed with the ending of the Gigi Ariana match. For me, it was utter garbage. I'm a big fan of Roxanne Perez's now heel turn. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Sean Spears going into what's done and delivered. Because as I said, I said to boys that there's a YouTube channel around that Sean Spears' name is involved in. It's called Dreadmate. Keep an eye on that channel. So, is a certain Bo Dallas involved? That'll be interesting. Now, you know what's time's next. It's last night at Dynamite. Moses, you know what to do. Take it away.
All right, let's get into last night in Dynamite. So, Renee opens the show by pulling up to the parking lot, sees a car pull up, and a surprise, it's Mercedes. Mercedes Mone makes her way to the ring, debuts the deafening CEO chants. That's her new name. She's no longer the boss, she's the CEO, which kind of blurs the lines anyway. But then again, it kind of also makes me think that maybe Tony Khan would let her be a CEO in this company, but who knows. So she thanked the fans before then reciting pretty much her autobiography and tooting her own horn many a times like Louis Armstrong. She finally addresses tonight the main event being Riho versus Willow, and she says she's all elite. She's going to be watching and that whole shibbigity bang. Backstage, Renee interviews Samoan Joseph as he sends a message to Wardlow ahead of their match. In a video package, in a very done video package, I might add, a story time with Adam Cole Bebe as he reads a fairy tale of Wardlow's journey to hopefully defeating Samoa Joe and bringing the crown back to the Undisputed Kingdom. But that falls short as Samoa Joe defeats Wardlow via ref stoppage with a rear naked choke. But after the match, Swerve Strickland fights through security and comes after Joe with a chain. Joe ducks out, and we're already building towards Dynasty. Or Destiny Dynasty. I know, it's going to be a good one. Hopefully they actually pull the trigger on this one. Backstage, the Young Bucks, the Executive Bucks, as they should start to be called, continue to brag about their allegiance with the great Kazuchika Okada. Okada sings happy birthday to Matthew. I fucking laughed so hard. This is just the fucking best. Everything about this is so great. Okada and the Bucks defeat Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Penta as Okada drops Kingston with a Rainmaker right after Nicholas just absolutely punts him in the balls just because that's how. Why win with just a Rainmaker when we're the EVPs and we can kick you in the dick and then win? Again, sights are on the Continental title. I have a funny feeling Okada's going to win it in the first shot, and I don't blame them for doing it.
Yeah.
In the ring with Schiavone, out comes Will Ospreay, and I love being a football fan because now every time I see somebody with a football jersey, I have to figure out what team is that. I couldn't figure it out. It's probably a French team. Anyway, he's out there. He's talking about his importance with this match against Bryan Danielson, how he's the best wrestler of his era against the best wrestler in the world, and we will figure out who is exactly the best wrestler ever, if you will. He talks about how much he emulated his career. It's just big shit. It's awesome. I'm dying for it. You guys are dying for it. The world is dying for it. This is going to bang, and we are going to thank Tony Khan when we're done. In an interview, Deonna Purrazzo addresses Toni Storm and says she will find a partner for a tag match next week, which makes me think maybe that could be Mercedes' little in, or maybe we could finally get the fucking return of Britt Baker. Somebody should come back to help, again, continue to build this women's roster because it's already just redonkulous.
Yeah.
Speaking of redonkulous, Jay White defeats Darby Allin with a Blade Runner. And just Darby, for a dude who's got like cuts on his back, who's getting ready to go to climb Mount Everest, who obviously needed to be written off television, got his ass beat and worked his ass off for this one. This was actually a very, very good match. I loved it. After the match, though, White fakes a handshake with Darby, and the Bullet Club Gold attacks the the Bang Bang Gang. Goddamn,
Too many bullets.
There it is. As the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass come to try to talk down their buddies, White nails Gunn with a chair, and the Acclaimed are left laying. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang is no more. I'm sure that this is what's going to lead to the unifications of the 6-man titles for both companies.
Good, because Travis is getting too many points from him.
You're fucking telling me, bud. Hook and Chris Jericho defeat the Gates of Agony as Hook locks in the Red Rum. I think they called him, was it Lion Hook? Terrible name. Yeah. Terrible name.
Lion Hook?
In an interview, Kyle O'Reilly reflects on his time away and his match with Brian Keith next week. Roderick Strong and the Kingdom interrupt and show there's no issues between them and Kyle, which I wonder how long that no issue thing is going to happen, and I'm very excited for Kyle's match, especially against somebody as badass as Brian Keith. Backstage, Mercedes Mone introduces herself to Riho ahead of the main event, which shocks, you know what I mean, because like she made Kenny Omega come to her dressing room when she was in Japan. So, just putting that out there. Also backstage, Chris Jericho and Hook celebrate, but Jericho says he needs to know what it's like to face Hook, so he challenges him to a match next week. And again, Jericho is becoming a star maker all over again. I'm loving it. In the main event. Probably wouldn't have normally thought this one as a main event, but I'll take it. Willow Nightingale defeats Riho with the Dr. Bomb. They hug after the match before Sky Blue and Julia Hart attack Willow. Naturally, Mercedes Mone makes the save as we close the show. It's just so interesting how they love to build Sky Blue and Julia Hart just to have them fucking lose on pre-show matches and to not give a shit about them at the end of the day. Hey, vey.
Yeah,
pretty all right show, though.
I think the only reason that was the main event was so that they could have Mercedes in the opening and closing of the show.
Sure. Makes sense, but it's still kind of dumb.
Yeah, because like when she like alluded to it as the main event, I was like, why is that main event in the show when you've got Joe and Wardlow or, whatever.
Title match.
Yeah, or Darby and Jay White. But, no disrespect to the girls.
No.
Right?
I mean, hell, both are stacked, men and women.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it was literally just so that Mercedes could open and close the show. Which is understandable. The whole fucking show was named after her and everything.
It was. So, hey, mission accomplished, TK. Let's see if the ratings match up. But now, with all that being said, last week, that turd of a mongrel, Chris Reid, challenged the captain to a TV rules match March the 28th. And it's time to hear the captain's response.
1, count 2, count 3. That's 3 championships I've lost. You know what stings the most? Is that I no longer have a path to PromoMania. The second to biggest PromoMania of all time, PromoMania 9. And that stings because you take a look at the record books in recent years for PromoMania and you will see that I have made history year after year after year. PromoMania 5, first ever no winner, no loser promo exhibition with Mike Larkin. PromoMania 6, first ever Max Wrestling cinematic match with The Phoenix. PromoMania 7, cinematic sequel with The Phoenix. PromoMania 8, first ever Max Tag Team Champions with The Phoenix, again in a cinematic match. Now this year, I got nothing. Nada. I'm out of the TV title picture. I don't have the tag team titles. And I'm sure as hell not in the world title picture. Best I can hope for is correctly predicting WrestleMania 40. But you know what? I've already made history as a 20-time predictions champion. That doesn't really mean that much to me anymore. What I want, what I crave, is promo action on the biggest stage. And that's why I'm going to pull a John Cena. I'm going to show up and I'm going to look for an opponent. So I don't care which night, night 1, night 2, doesn't matter. I am officially issuing an open challenge for a promo exhibition. TV rules with the captain. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chris Reid, you called me out last week. You called me out for a TV rules match on March 28th, the week before PromoMania. Well, thank you very much, because now I officially have a warm-up match for PromoMania. You see, I was just going to address your challenge, Chris. I didn't forget. I was just going to address your challenge, but then I remembered a couple of things you said. You see, you did earn my respect in the 2 matches we had when you kept coming for me and refusing to back down. You wanted that TV title so much. You earned my respect. And you know what? When you went against Travis, I was actually pulling for you. And even though he's my boy in a Dragon Club and I'm supposed to support my stablemates, let's not forget he did beat me for that title. But it wasn't because of that. I was pulling for you because you earned my respect. And I thought it was your time. It was finally your time to be TV champion. And what happened, Chris? What happened? You got choked out. You didn't just choke, you got choked out. You see, you made a few comments about me in that promo about, even though I beat you twice, you said I'm no longer the captain. Travis is now the captain and I'm the bitch. Well, if that's how you feel, at least I didn't get choked out against him. So I officially accept your challenge. I will see you on March 28th on Max Wrestling on the PromoMania Go Home show. And after I'm done picking you out of my teeth, I will be ready for a bigger meal with whoever steps up at PromoMania. And remember, boys, or ladies, PromoMania 9, we are one step from glory. Oh, and before I go anywhere, you know what? I'm actually going to add a stipulation, Chris. Because like I said, you did earn my respect, even though you lost a little bit of it last week. And the week before. At Leap of Faith. I'm going to give you something. You see, I can't give you a TV title shot anymore because I'm not the TV champion. But I've beat you twice now. Law of Averages says you've got to beat me this time. Not only is it fair, but I am weakened. I'm wounded. I'm still recovering from losing the TV title, Chris. So now is your perfect opportunity to finally beat me. And here's what I'm going to do for you. If you do beat me, because it's going to be TV rules, if you beat me this time, finally Chris Reid defeats the captain, I will give you a pass straight into the semi-finals of this year's King of the Mic. You will have to face one less opponent than everybody else. And then you can go on, maybe win King of the Mic, get yourself another shot at the TV title. That's what I'm going to do for you, Chris. So I guess there's two things left for me to say. See you on March 28th. And good luck.
So, you've got your match, Chris. I will see you one more time in 2 weeks. But we are just 19 days away from our 9th annual PromoMania. Once again, it is an epic 2-night event, and it takes place on Tuesday, April 2nd, and Thursday, April 4th.
That's right, and a rematch from last year, but this year it's trivia. It's MDO versus the Dragon Club, as Ted P. De Niro will defend the Max Knowledge Championship against the Phoenix in 3 stages of knowledge. And boy, oh boy, is it going to be fun.
Can't wait. 2 gladiators in the trivia game. Speaking of rematches, this one has history of its own. Once again, it is Dragon Club versus MDO, as Chad Malcolm, the lawyer, challenges El Jefe himself, Moses Marquez, for the Max Television Championship.
Ooh, it's like Liverpool and Spurs all over again, bud.
Let's go.
Here, that's right. Here, Beer has challenged wisely or poorly. He goes one-on-one with Travis Anderson, and if Beer is correct, then Travis is Anos, and Anos will unmask. So many questions to be answered with this one. Beer's out for blood. Let's just go with that.
Unfortunately, though, he's stuck in work.
Hey.
And as you also just heard in that little response, an open challenge is in effect. So if you wish to dance with the captain under TV rules on the big stage, come find me.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Love that.
That's right. And breaking news, it's a TSK takeover at PromoMania. Daniel Crimmins calls this his last ride and has chosen one of the best people you can choose to have a moment like this. The one, the only, the essential, Robert Davis as his last opponent.
I have danced with them both, and it is no easy feat. So I look forward to this one. And of course, the main event, as we now know, it is Cypher defending the World Championship against the last knight of the MDO, the glitch in the system, Ted P. De Niro.
We ready to go to war, baby. Let's get it.
And we thought the story was over. This is a continuation of the story. It goes down April 2nd and 4th, and for all the information you need, go to, as always, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/PromoMania9.
Do it!
You know, around these parts in Max Wrestling, the story never is over.
That's true. I mean, look at fucking Phoenix and Mike.
Seriously. Seriously.
All right. A lot of action going down. Thank goodness it's 2 nights. But let's get some points on the Twatometer. It is time for the Twatometer.
Expect even less from a bunch of neckbeard stinky twats.
be completely frank, there's one guy that sticks out at the top of the list, and he's already on the list with a bunch of points, so we're just going to add to his pile. Actually, no, he's in a ring with a bunch of other people, but individually, he's going to get a nice... How many names did he drop? 6 names?
Yeah.
So 5 points per 6 names. What's that, 30? Because I'm a good mathematician. 30 points to Vincent Kennedy McMahon for being the ultimate twat and taking down not only the guy that's running his company in Nick Khan, but his fucking daughter as well in this lawsuit, naming them both, saying that they knew full knowledge of everything that was going on. They knew I was getting it in, whether they liked it or not.
And you know what? That's sad. You're gonna throw your daughter under the bus, Rude. It'll be your own family.
For your own actions.
Damn. I agree with that.
We never really got into that either, but yeah, that is shitty.
Trust me, the TSK are all over it.
And like also, yeah, she probably knew about it, but isn't it also telling that she resigned when he came back?
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have said something? Shouldn't that have been a flag right there? I don't want no part of this. Everybody wonders why Shane ran away.
Yep.
Shane took off.
So
dirty old man. So that's 30 points for Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice. That means he is only 5 points above Ryback.
Damn.
Oh, trust me, I'm sure with more and more and more and more coming out as it has been, I'm sure before we know it, this guy might be in the hundreds of points.
Maybe bounty.
Hey.
Anybody else we want to give 12 points to before we move on to Yeet?
Is there anybody else worthy of them?
I mean,
there's probably nobody more worthy.
I don't think nobody gets any because a lot of people ain't snitches. But
hey,
I guess so.
All right then, let's leave it there and let's be nice to people. It is time to put some Yeet points on the board with the Yeetometer.
Yeet. Yeet.
You feel me? For real. Do you feel him, sir? Do.
Let's get the obvious one out the way. 10 points to Mercedes Mone for making the money and getting the whole show built around her and a whole friggin' everything. That whole show was about Mercedes Mone. There was some good stuff to continue too, but it was built around her. So 10 points to Mercedes. I usually don't like it when WWE bring real life into storylines, but I think they've done this very effectively. So I'm going to give 5 points to Candice LeRae for turning heel and just ripping Maxine Dupree a new one.
Because she mentioned her brother, right? Because I remember.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn. She pulled a Paige, like Paige did Charlotte.
And we always like, oh, that's bad. But then when Christian Cage does it, we're like, oh shit, he went there. So
you're talking about
we got to play both sides. If it's okay for Christian to do it, it's okay for Candice to do it.
Exactly.
Anybody else deserve some Geek points?
You
know what? You know
Jay?
what? We do. Max Wrestling deserves some Yeet points because we're 1 day away from our 9th anniversary.
Yeah. 9 years we've been doing this, people.
So
well, me and Phoenix have anyway.
10.
Phoenix is still on year 7, but it's okay. He'll catch up.
Oh my goodness.
All right then. Well,
Max can get like 9 points.
Yeah, let's give us 9 points, a point for each year. We're giving us up. That means, oh damn, there's a lot of people who got more points than. The only people that have more points than us is Paul Heyman, Naito, Sean Spears. Cypher got 10 points anyway. Scott D'Amore got 25. Sting's got 42. Cody Rhodes got 60, and Bailey got 50.
So what you're telling me is we in great company. All right, sweet.
Yeah, we up in the upper echelons.
Love it.
Anybody else? or anybody in particular?
I'm good with that. We kept the twat points short this week. Let's keep the yeet points short too.
Love it.
All right. Fair.
All right. We thank you for joining us for this 9th anniversary episode. We thank you for joining us for the past 9 years. If you've been around that long, if you haven't, come on back. A lot's changed.
Come on back and get a slice of this Max pie.
Hey, how you doing?
Tastes like cherry. So I hope we rocked you harder than a lawsuit hitting Vince McMahon's executives. We are now going to leave you with our huge main event, which is, of course, click this. Had you going there for a second. I almost had you going. I almost made you think we had a promo. Sneaky promo
we had more. We had more coming. No. But one more is going to come. Is going to be some more of the TSK dropping some nonsense. See, Corey's all excited. He is. He's like, who's coming? Who's there? Somebody was going to drop a random promo. There was going to be a return. We were going to get Mike Jolly back. I'm just kidding. But no. In all reality, we're talking about TSK, and the TSK have to cover the continuous lawsuit about Vince McMahon. So there will be an episode that drops this weekend from the boys that talks more in depth, especially about the 6 names that he dropped to kind of, I don't want to say save himself, but say that he wasn't alone in this. Pretty much that they are just as at fault for him, even though he was the one doing the dirty deeds. So, and like I said, 2 of the big names that were in that, one of them was Stephanie McMahon and the other one was Nick Khan. So God only knows who else he's going to throw under the bus during this whole duration. But when you know it, when you find it, or I said, when we find out, the TSK will bring it to you. So make sure you're following us right here on all the beautiful socials, Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR Podnet. That's the beautiful X machine, Twitter machine, whatever you want to call it. And then, of course, head to the beautiful done website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Links are there. Every single link. Your link to your Spotify's, it's there. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, they're all there. Go check that out and go follow us when you get to all those lovely platforms like the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all them. Hook us up. We are gaining speed once again with all of the lovely following, and we appreciate y'all. So keep on with it. Remember, share this with your friends because wrestling is a community thing. It's a community thing.
Hashtag TSK all day. Hashtag Max March Madness.
There it is.
Love it. That's it for this week. Join us next week for potentially a breather week. We had a busy couple of weeks. We got a big week on March 28th, but who knows what the wild world of wrestling has for us over the next week. So until then, you've been watching Nick Cap and Mo and Cypher. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.
That assist 2 weeks, big dog.